Good morning, traders. Welcome back to another live stream. If you are new, my name is Zach. This is Real Deal Futures. Before we get started and hop on the charts on this beautiful Tuesday, March 10th, make sure you view this on the screen. Trading is risky. Most traders do lose money. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice. Nothing I say or do here or anywhere else is a suggestion or recommendation to do anything at all. Make sure you do your own research, make your own decisions, especially your own trading decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded prop firm accounts. And the partnership and affiliate disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content, like Bookmap, Edgeful, Code RDF, Top 1 Futures, and others. Chat, how we doing today? Good morning. Let's do good mornings first today. We got a few minutes until NYSE open. Let's run some good mornings, man. How are we? How we doing, guys? Rob, Joyce, good morning. Have a great day at work, everybody. Right back at you. ASF, what's happening? Dwayne, Dumont, Isme Trade, Cyrus, Chris, Maritime Trader. Good morning, Zach and everybody. Good morning, everyone. Have a green day. Let's go, green day. Good morning, beautiful people. Let's go, man. A Deal King, what's up? Tom Ward, what's up? Hansel, what's up? Jasim, what's up? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, say it back. Like the Discord thing. GM, say it back. What's going on, guys? Good to see everybody on here. Appreciate you being here. Before I even hop on the charts real quick, something I've been noticing, some people have been saying this. As I'm going to try to say this like a couple times today so you guys get reminded by it. Muhammad, what's up? Miguel, what's up? Jay and RV, what's up? I see everybody. Good morning's rolling in. Good morning if I miss you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. On YouTube, guys, I don't know why this seems to continue to happen. It's happening to me when I watch anybody else's live stream. It drops off live. Like, it just seems to, lag behind. So on YouTube, down on the bottom, where the bar is, where you could adjust volume and quality. Also, I stream in 1080p. You could run into high quality if you want. Make sure you click the live button. Make sure you're watching me live, right? There's always a little bit of a latency, a little bit of a delay, but click the live button so you are watching me live, right? I've had a handful of people say, I didn't realize I was like 4 minutes behind for some reason. It just starts lagging behind. I think it's due to internet. Like, if your internet is, slow or your machine's a little bit slower, it starts to just buffer it. So it doesn't pause the whole stream. It just kind of slows you down. But make sure you're watching live by clicking that live button. And I would check it. Maybe I'll try to remind you guys in maybe 15 minutes. And you guys can click that. So we are here on YM in the Top 1 Futures 15K prop firm live account that I've been in since damn near forever. We are back here on YM on the 15-minute chart. Same stuff as always, man. The same boring stuff that's getting me paid. Let's see if we can get paid today. No trade yesterday. Pretty crazy day yesterday. We'll talk about that. Kind of choppy until it decided to take off into the afternoon. But let's go around the horn on this. Get ready for some trading. I am logged in here on TradingView with my Tradovate prop account. But before we get ready to do this, let's just take a quick look at what everybody else is doing along with YM. Here is NQ on the daily. I think we're kind of similar across all of these. Little dojis getting put in here. Yeah, man, this is interesting, chat. This is very interesting. Okay. So let's start with this. Let's get rid of IB high and IB low from yesterday. We don't need that. Let's hop out to the daily and take a look at YM. Chat, this is interesting. It's always interesting. The never-ending puzzle of the markets, man. Fundamentals are all over the place as far as conflict in the Middle East. Obviously gap down with all of the conflict going on over the weekend, into the open yesterday, pushing back up off of those lows and then really rallied into the close yesterday. As you can see, we've got a bullish candle after that big gap to the downside here, right? A literal 1,500 point bullish candle. Big, exceeding average daily and average session ranges yesterday. So big push to the upside after this big wick down, really holding this. We started to break down here, but holding this this structure to the upside. Now, definitely the largest pullback that we've seen in quite a while from a much higher time frame perspective. But now, as the market opens up with a little bit of a doji here, Already cracked prior day's high in pre-market. Of course, opening up, sitting near yesterday's close. Nowhere near yesterday's low, nowhere near yesterday's middle ground here, right? As we start to zoom in on this, just taking a look at zones that I have marked out above and below. First off the daily, before I drop it down maybe to like the 4 hour to get a really zoomed out view. I'm really zoomed out on YM, and I think if you're going to mark zones on NQ, on ES, on gold, on anything, you know, you probably need to be pretty zoomed out. Otherwise, you're not going to be looking at anything looking left. You know, you're going to get the last couple days. Like maybe you want to mark off yesterday's low or, you know, something from last week. That's cool. But if you actually want to get some structure looking left, you know, zoom out a little bit. You can trade the 1 minute if you want. You trade the 30-second, but you might be helpful for you to take a look at the daily, at the hourly, at maybe even the 15-minute, just to get a little bit higher time frame view. So I like this. I like these. You know, this is the next area. If we pop to the upside, if we get above these highs, I think we're coming up towards the 48,500s. That's the next area for me. Next area of interest. Order block, support and resistance, supply and demand. You know, whatever the hell you want to call it, right? Taking a look to the downside, yeah, man. I mean, this was a pretty clean area, really clean area to find some support. Kind of in between these two bad boys, we dipped our toes beyond this. Buyers bought it back up. Yeah, in between here, I'm not going to mark anything. So let's go slowly. Let's bring our time frames down slowly today. Let's go from the daily to the 4 hour. Very clean area of interest, acting as resistance right now. Sellers defending that line in the sand. Start to bring it down a little bit. 1 hour. Just looking at structure, looking left, guys. Looking at the volume profile, right? Higher time frame view. Yeah, these are fine. I'm not going to do too much here. Is essentially now back onto the 15-minute. Taking a look at what we did overnight. Like we talked about, yesterday's daily profile opened up, cracking above prior day high, right, in pre-market here. You know, Asia, London, we've broken above yesterday's high. We have not retested yesterday's volume point of control, so we have a naked volume point of control down here, the area of highest volume from yesterday's daily trading session. We are nowhere near yesterday's low, value area low. We didn't even tap value area high from yesterday. So we really hung out very high in yesterday's candle for the overnight session. Pretty back and forth, right? We're sitting near the close from yesterday. Pretty back and forth session after testing this area that I had marked out. Very, very clean. We popped right all the way up to that yesterday after we decided to actually make the move to the upside. No selling pressure. Glad I kept myself out because I was looking short. Man, I would have got cooked. Like everybody else, I saw tons of traders actually. I said, oh, we might not see any red P&Ls because usually people just post, the green P&Ls. I did see some people red yesterday. I saw some big red yesterday. A lot of people got cooked. A lot of people smoked accounts. I saw some big 5-figure losses in live accounts from traders that, I trade, live accounts. So yesterday was tough, I think, for a lot. So right here, right now, drilling all the way down to today, right? What the hell are we looking at doing? You say, that's great, Zach, about this higher time frame stuff, but what does that mean and what are we going to do now? Balanced overnight session so far. Doji, right? On the daily. Back and forth, trading back and forth above VWAP. We are sitting here right at VWAP now. I could look for that mean reversion trade, right? I could look for that pop to the upside. Sweeping pre-market highs for another dip back down. I could look for a little bit of a sell-off before it popped back up. This one's a little bit trickier because I'd be looking for something like that, right? But I wouldn't mind that mean reversion play. One risk factor today is that this is a tight range so far. It's a pretty tight range so far for the daily. And for the session, of course, but we just opened up. It's not much to talk about. Yeah, 494 points so far traded on this daily candle, right? On this daily range. So we got room to go, right, to the upside and downside. If I'm going to fade the first extension outside of that, right, as we push the highs or push the lows, taking on a bit of risk, where we could extend a little bit and potentially stop me out and then revert back in. I'm going to look above, for a short, I'm going to look above these highs. I think this is not a bad area. I think we could dance around up here. And if we're going to move higher, we're going to blast higher. I'm dead wrong on a short for a move back down. If we drop on this, I'm trying to see something in between yesterday's volume point of control and, you know, where we're at now. I don't know if I wanted it in here. This really could be it. This is volume point of control from Friday that we really just ripped through. But we certainly found some support from the overnight session. We did not want to come below this 47,000, you know, 540s, 530s, right? Really clean trade back and forth here, even bouncing here right before the open at 830. So this is a key level, or at least what I would mark out as an area of interest. I don't know if it's a key level, but you know, I'm curious in that, right? Right off of Friday's volume point of control. You know, right in here, I'm kind of curious to see what happens if we come down below these pre-market lows. Yeah, I don't know that I would want something like this. You know, I don't know that I want to stop above yesterday's volume point of control. It's not bad to say we just, you know, we dip our toes down a little bit more and then we, you know, we continue to the upside here. It's not a bad idea, not a bad trade idea. I just don't know that I want it. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about what we might do today. Here's no man's land. All right, let's talk about that first. This for me is going to be no man's land. So I'm not getting short below a sweep of pre-market highs, prior day highs again, right? For longs, I'm not going to run a zone here. I'm just going to run a black ray. Yeah, 450s. 450s. I would need that to be tapped. Messed it up again. 47 450s to the downside for a potential long. That's Friday's volume point of control. Let's dip it into this imbalance a little bit here. High volume node. You know, anything in between this, I'm not touching it. And I'm looking to fade these back towards VWAP. Now they certainly present a nice opportunity just back to VWAP, right? Where I have this line marked, and VWAP is dynamic, so it's going to move. But where I have this line marked, right, we've got, you know, 300 points to the upside and downside. Let's call it 250 roughly. 250-ish points to the upside and downside back to current volume point of control, VWAP, this high volume node, right? So, you know, even if we're going to move lower, I do like that for a quick bounce back up. Could present me with a nice W. This is the one that I'm not as confident in. I'd like different structure over here. It's just not as clean. I think we could easily find that, you know. But this one begs the question: if we come all the way down here, right? If we dump, which we haven't done off the open, if we come all the way down here, is my thesis really that we what? We come all the way back up to VWAP, we come all the way back up through the highs, we do what we did yesterday? Not really, right? If we start to sell off this far, you know, if we come down 700 points off of current price right now, I think it's a down day. You know, I'm not looking. I don't know that I'd be looking for something like this. So I think these are my levels of interest, my trading areas of interest, right? Based on price action, market structure, volume profile, a little bit of order flow on the side, which I'm really not utilizing at all right now, at least just yet. I like that more for entries, for confirmation, even though I don't like to wait for confirmation. I think confirmation is a retail comfort teddy bear that we all like to talk about, but it really doesn't help us so much as we think it does. I think it's pretty much, you know, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't on confirmation. So that's what I'm looking at, guys. I got a couple lines on my chart. Let's go ahead and make them at, you know, even numbers, right? This way we'll just make it easy to talk about, you know, tomorrow. We have the 48,000 evens that we've hammered into a couple times as we broke above prior day high in pre-market. Be interested in a potential short for a mean reversion there. again, context, structure, right? Curious to see what happens as we approach the 47,450s right now to the downside. I don't know about this one, guys. This is the one where, you know, I'm like, it could go. It could go, right? It could always go either way, but, you know, it could let go down here, right? Really quickly to bounce back here. And I don't love to be wrong without being dead wrong, right? I do think we could do that really aggressively. All the way down here, I think we could catch a bounce, but at this point, I think it might be a down day if we, like I said, if we sell off 700 points from the open here. You know, it'd be a pretty red NYSE session. So let's watch this. Let's watch this now. As we're honing in on this, let's talk news. We've got Financial Juice loaded up right here, which I think I'm going to come to instead of Forex Factory more primarily. I'm going to try. I haven't paid for this. I said I'm going to get Elite or whatever they have just so we can like watch the stuff in real time. Talked about Twitter for news yesterday also. But yeah, 10 a.m. existing home sales. Yeah, Forex Factory for some reason is marking like everything, marking more things as like low impact, right? Like low, and I'd rather be like, hey, it's high impact instead of it might be low impact or something. So anyway, we got U.S. existing home sales at 10. A couple more things at 10. We got a tentative report at 12. So as we're selling off here, curious to see what happens at 10. That is going to be, you know, a higher impact news event. It's not NFP. It's not CPI. It's not unemployment. It's not the, you know, Fed conference. It's nothing that big, but it certainly can be a market mover. Just taking a look at what these boys are doing today. Yeah, pretty balanced. Everybody's kind of hanging out at VWAP. Yeah, we are ready. Order card is set. We're not way off on anything too crazy. We could really quickly take profits and stop losses in here just arbitrarily and then move them around. But at very least, if we enter with an OCO bracket here, we can adjust these after entry. We talked about that trading on TradingView quite a bit. So we're going to watch YM here off the open. We may hop over to be degenerates in some sim accounts on NQ afterwards, scalping like some psychopaths. We'll get some trading in one way or another here, guys. But off the rip, I do want to watch YM. I do want to watch YM first. And that's what I'm doing here with you guys. Appreciate you guys hopping on. Thanks for being here with me. I am grateful. I'm grateful to have this community, man. I'm grateful grateful for all the awesome travel I got to do last week all over the world. It's epic, man. We got a big bottle of water today. We're drinking bottled water. Trying to clear out all of the parasites and bacteria that are murdering me today. I'm going to the doctor at doctor after stream, by the way. Getting some blood work done. All right, let's see, guys. Getting ready to break these pre-market lows, which are pre-market low for YM is 47,507-ish. What is it? 504. 47,504. We're going to see if we can't break that. I'm interested around the 47,450s. I don't know if I want to run this into, what is it, existing home sales, new home sales? Existing home sale. I don't know. I want to run this into news, but we shall see. We shall see. I'd like to get some trading in on this account. See what we can do. Let's see what we can do over here, guys. Book map loaded up on the left-hand side. Really not giving me too much on YM this morning. Nice green CVD on ES. Some levels below. Zooming out, zooming out, zooming out. Try not to break book map over here. All right, take it easy. Sometimes if you display too much data on book map, it freaks out and starts twitching like that and then eventually crashes. Especially if you're running like 3 different instruments and you zoom all the way out the way that I do on book map. All right, let's see. Chat, what's up? I think there was a lot of red days yesterday. Yeah, a lot of people got cooked. We'll talk about yesterday. Dude, yesterday was... Here's what I find, guys. And this isn't a great way to go about, trading in general. This isn't a great way to just, try to structure your trades. But oftentimes, and far more often than not, the obvious thing, like what everybody and their mother's calling for, what all the talking heads are saying on CNBC and everywhere else, like oftentimes that's not what happens, especially not intraday. It might be what happens on the long run. It might be what happens, for investors. But intraday, the market loves to just go and take everyone out. It loves to pick up liquidity, right? It's actually a function of the market. But yesterday, we opened up gap down from session changeover, right, on Sunday evening on a lot of that war news, a lot of that conflict, right? And then what did we do? Everybody and their mother was calling for, shorts on oil, shorts on the U.S. indices, right? War, time to sell everything. We are breaking down in a downtrend, right? And then what? Trump hops on and, everything's fine. Everything's opened back up. The transport's open. And what do, guys? From the lows of session changeover, we rip. We rip. And even from NYSE session, we rip to the upside. We just absolutely blast off, right? We put almost a 3.5%, a 3.25% for conversation's sake, green candle in yesterday, right? And we cook everybody and their mother, okay? So, it's not to say it's as easy as just do the opposite of what everybody thinks, because that's kind of, really crazy and out there and contrarian. But what I find is that for fundamentals, and even if Trump didn't say everything was great, right? That often happens. The obvious trade, the crowded trade, as people will correctly call it, is often not the great trade. It's usually the one that's hard to take. It's usually the one where everything logically is calling for shorts, but you got long yesterday on a bounce off VWAP because your technicals were lining up and you say, I don't care about news, right? That's usually the better trade, the hard one to take. So, yeah, yesterday I did see a lot of red from the guys that share red, right? A lot of blown accounts, a lot of blown fundeds, a lot of blown live accounts, big red in a couple live accounts that I saw people share, right? It's not to say that fundamentals don't work. It's not to say that you can't, do the obvious, trade and get away with it and have that work out well, or maybe that creates an edge for you long term. But I'd be cautious on that. If it was, I think, ask yourself, if it was as easy as this, wouldn't everybody be rich, right? It's not, and everybody's not rich. So that's just part of the thought process. But yeah, yesterday was a choppy start. This was clean, right, to the upside. But I don't think everybody expected this. In fact, nobody, from what I saw at all, nobody was calling for, just buy everything up, into yesterday. Maybe some, but not most. So, for the most part, context, understanding context by way of volatility and what that means for the market, I think is important. But that's why I'm not a fundamental trader. It's why I'm not a news, based trader. Try to understand the perception of the market participants. I think it's a losing game for the most part. You're never going to be able to fully predict and understand what humans will do, because humans are irrational and they make unpredictable, irrational decisions that impact the markets, which is why I don't think AI has taken over yet, right? AI can do almost everything until somebody says you can't click the buttons anymore, humans, in any way that you want. I don't think AI will run the markets the way that people are worried about, because AI can probably predict things, and create models that are logical better than anybody, but the way the best minds can, right? But the reason that nobody can really, with any real degree of certainty, tell you what's going to happen next is because we're all the dumb monkeys behind the screens clicking the buttons, and we don't do what makes sense. We don't do what we should do. We don't do what the logical thing is, or the rational thing is, or what would make us even money in the long term, right? The masses don't. So it's this game of what are the market participants doing, right? What is the psychology behind everything? But anyway, it's why I don't really spend too much time on fundamentals. But yeah, man, watch this market sell off. Kind of watch to see if we get this dip. Seeing if we're gonna get this dip. I'm not doing anything yet. But I'm gonna pull up the order card. I'm gonna pull up the order card on this bad boy now. Get ready. Get ready. Let's see what we get here. Let us see, chat. Let us see. Just tapping those lows, man. This might be a range trader's day. Just tapping those lows, man. I think we're gonna I've been saying we're more, which is just me. I think I'm going to wait for news. I always used to laugh when people say that. I'm like, we're gonna wait for news. Who's we? You know, you working with people back there? I'm gonna be waiting for news, guys. We got 10 a.m. news coming out. I'm probably not gonna do anything too crazy ahead of this. Again, we'll see what it is. I don't know that it's gonna be. I don't know that it's gonna be anything too crazy. Home sales, you know, probably not too much. What I do think could happen is I could have this level hit right at 10, right? Because we could get some volatility back and forth. I could trade into it. Meaning like as soon as we open up to the downside, be looking to buy. It's a risky play, but I'll take a look and see. I'll take a look and see as we start to do that. $9:55 a.m. It's gonna give it to me right into news. I could feel it. I can feel it, chat. Might be one of those days, man. Here's the dip. Here's the dip, chat. Yeah, man, I do kind of want this one. I think we could be in for that choppier day as well, right? I do kind of want this one. For 3.5 minutes to news. I'm not a fan of trading into news in general, even medium impact news. It's just not my forte, right? I'm not trading the momentum itself. I'm trading off of a level, and so for me, you know, it can certainly work really nicely when you catch something and you know you're on the right side of news. I don't think, you know, news is what moves the markets. If I'm going to try this, I'm going to give myself a little bit of room for slippage. I think the market's going to do whatever it's going to do anyway, and news is just probably going to make it happen faster. That's kind of the mindset that I subscribe to. But I just prefer not to get smoked on news in general if I can avoid it. You know, I don't really I don't really know how else to put it. I just love to not get my face ripped off on news and then be done, you know? I do want this one though. Here's our break of pre-market lows right here. So we could find buyers right here. I'm looking for a dip down just a little bit further into this high volume node right in here, at least below the 47,450s. I said if I was doing anything in between these two, at least to get started today, I was doing something wrong. So I'm going to stick with that. You know, maybe we bounce right here and we just rip to the upside. That's fine. It's not my trade. If we trade down into the 40s, right? We crack through the 47,450s into the 40s. I might try this. It's a dicey play, right? Because this is an interesting area right in here. And I think if we break through this aggressively, where's the next area of interest? All the way down here where I have this level marked out. Minute and a half to this news. I may look to buy into this, guys. In fact, I think I'm going to. Again, utilizing a little bit of discretion here. I may look to buy into this. If we come down here, I would have a stop loss. Trade would be structured like this, right? With my, you know, $1,000 worth of risk, which is the high end of what I'm taking on a mini here. Yeah, I'm going to make a game time decision, guys. 60 seconds to news, just so you guys are aware. All right, I'm going to make a game time decision. I'm not running into it, right? But I may put a news trade on here where we dip really aggressively. If we hang out here for a second, I may buy into that weakness for a pop right back up to VWAP. It probably wouldn't be anything too crazy. You know, maybe I catch $1,000 on it. Otherwise, I buy into it as we're dipping, and I get my face ripped off to the downside. So I'm gonna hang tight just for this open up of the news, right? Maybe the first couple seconds, but I'm maybe gonna pull something. I want to trade off the level. I got a good feeling if I say I'm not gonna trade at all into this news, I'm not gonna get a trade. So here we go, getting dark on Bookmap just a little bit. About 10 seconds, guys. Let us see. Go 10 a.m. Do we pop right off of these lows or do we get a little bit of a dip first? I think we fill this real quick, but let's see. Ooh, we might have some iceberging here on YM. No. Okay, filling that to the downside. Do we want to go get the 47,480s on Bookmap? And maybe a dip right down towards my level. Looks like we do. At least for now. Okay, over a minute into news here. That was a pretty muted reaction, unless we just knife here. Coming down into my area of interest, down below, pre-market lows. Finding buyers right in here. Not wanting to come through the 480s. Ooh, that looks like something. That looks like something I'm not in. Yeah, I'm not going to touch this yet. That could be the bounce, right? If you're the confirmation trader, there it is for you. We get down. You're waiting for buying pressure to come in, right? There it is. Here's your, 1 minute bullish engulfing candle. Maybe not engulfing, but your nice big 1 minute candle to the upside where you want to buy here with the stop loss right down below here for a 1-to-1, right? That's just, it's not how I trade. So here's your confirmation traders, right? Bang. In real time, right? And you put, $1,000 worth of risk on that. and you say, I'm done, right? As soon as we come into that level, I wait for some confirmation of the upside, some movement on bookmap, and let's see what happens if we were trading like that today. Let's see what happens if we were trading like that today. What would happen? Again, guys, just so you're aware, I'm not in anything. I'm waiting for below the 450s to get taken out. We got really close in here. It could be one of those days where we just pop. We're talking about confirmation last week. We talked about confirmation a little bit at the mega stream down in Colombia, right? Different guys trade different ways. Some are waiting for what they would call confirmation, right? Some kind of price action, market structure, volume, order flow, some indication that one side of the of the participants in this auction that we call the financial markets are taking control, right? That buyers are stepping in, buyers are taking control. We saw a little bit of that pop, right on order flow, right on price action. So I'm just going to show you, what that would kind of look like, right? Maybe you wait for a 1 minute candle closure. This is a really common way to do it, at the level with buyers stepping back in, right? Or around the level. In this case, it'd be above my area of interest. And you put your full risk trade on, right? So let's say, we sized up to a point where that take profit and that stop loss is $1,000. And, how would that work today, right? Now, I think in doing this, you can trade, if you're comfortable, with a much lower win rate, much higher risk to reward, right? Because you can have this be a 2 or 3 to 1 R. And maybe you're going to take multiple stop outs, right? Because you're running tight ass stops, excuse my language, right underneath 1 minute candle, lows, right? But you have invalidation points where you say, because I wait for confirmation, I can say that this is the invalidation point. My timing has to be impeccable. My entry has to be really good because this is exactly where I'm getting in. And if we come below this level, the trade idea is invalidated. The trade idea for something like this is buyer stepping in and we're going to go up right now. We're not going to hang out. We're not going to test the zone again. We're going to blast off, right? There's nothing wrong with this, right? Here's an example of what, would be a win on something like this. I do think you have to give yourself multiple trades if you're going to trade like this. You don't have to do anything, but I do think you're better suited giving yourself multiple trades on something like this. Better suited to be allowing for multiple stop outs. Again, just because inherently the way the market moves and the tightness of your invalidation and you're saying that, this has to go one direction right here, right now. It's aggressive, right? And you're just going to get that wrong sometimes. And it's going to play out really quickly. And you'll probably have opportunity to take multiple trades if you do something like that. But I had a couple conversations with the guys, and more traders trade in a way where they're doing this than what I do, which is, 15 minute, much more zoomed out, right? Wide stop loss, wide take profit, fuller risk, right? That type of deal. More traders are going to allow themselves 2-3 trades, right? They're going to take some wins, take some stop outs, and they're going to work themselves through the trading day. But I did want to frame something like that, right? Like, here's the good example. Let's be exact with it. Where you say, boom, right? We're going to wait for that candle to close, and maybe we get a shitty entry, excuse my language, and it's at the top of the candle. And we go stop loss, right below. And then where's a 1-to-1? Even higher because we got a worse entry, and that plays out nicely, right? Similar structure, similar reasons for the trade, similar everything. And you say, oh, well, it's showing like that we got stopped out because I moved it over. Similar reasonings for everything, right? Just a different style of entries and risk structure. But I think it'd be helpful to talk about stuff, even if it's not what I prefer to do. And you guys can, watch it play out. This is much more similar to what I am attempting to do on NQ, right? Much more aggressive, multiple trades, scalpy style movements, much smaller tick and point movements, much more aggressive, stop outs and take profits in between everything, that kind of deal. So Yeah, just a little bit of a note. So as far as this trade, really not playing out. We caught buyers above this level that I was waiting for getting hit. 7.5 minutes past news. Kind of choppy day so far. Really not too much. Yesterday I was cautious. Today I'm ready, but we're not really doing anything. We're just putting a 500-point range here on NQ, chopping around VWAP. I like that for mean reversion, but it didn't give it to me. I don't like it as much if we come through the low, as much as I would have if we just hit it, and I would have gotten long in here, right, without this pullback up. I liked this better. But if we come down here, I might still try it. But we're hanging out before we come over to NQ and start scalping like crazy people, which I'm probably going to pull with you guys for a little bit. Sim accounts are back on. I really haven't done anything this month outside of just like joking around and trading like a complete ASS. Excuse me. On some sim accounts for fun and for content, which I conveyed as I was doing it multiple times. But really haven't done too much. It is March 10th, so finished off February, and I pretty much went, all right, you know what? Like, let me get through Colombia and a lot of this out of the office type stuff. Focus on, the main accounts before I go back on that, heavy sim run. But I got loaded up a little bit yesterday. I got to do some more deciding on how I want to structure, everything. But I'm gonna be trading aggressively, even more aggressively than last month, and see if we can't generate some more results. Took payouts with all of the prop accounts that I started trading with last month, the first month of trading them. The prop firms, not the prop accounts, because certainly lost evals and funded accounts. But took payouts last month with Top 1 Futures, of course. Took 2 payouts with them last week and the week before. Payouts with Lucid, payouts with Take Profit Trader, and payout with Top Step. So we'll see if we can't run it back, as the kids say. That's the game plan. I don't know how it will go. I've learned a lot so far about those firms. They're all different. Their accounts are all slightly different. They have advantages and disadvantages. And, you can read the rules, but you don't really know until you start trading them. For anybody listening to this that's trading across different firms, my favorite accounts, the best accounts on the market for me, if you said, hey, dude, you can only trade one thing with prop accounts, what are you going for? This bad boy right here. The 50K, specifically the 50K, elite daily accounts with Top 1. These are eval accounts. They're cheap as hell, and they have no consistency, daily payouts, no minimum trading days, and no intraday trailing drawdown. This is like, if I could pick an account, this is it, right? There's similar stuff out there, which is what I'm trading alongside of this, right? But I think these are, like, in my opinion, the way my mind works and my trading style, these are the easiest accounts to get paid out on. These are the easiest to work towards a payout. The first payouts were taken from when these launched in the minimum amount of time last week. People were taking payouts on the first day that you were potentially able. They bought the accounts on Monday, got funded by Wednesday, and were taking payouts on the trading day that they're eligible. So, in my opinion, these are absolutely badass. Again, similar to a lot of what we see from Lucid, from Tradeify, from Top Step, from my funded futures, right? From Funded Next. They're getting very aggressive with these eval accounts. The instant fundeds are awesome. That seemed to be like what everybody wanted for a time. I think they're still awesome. I still love instant funded. I think these are epic. If you want to check it out, I'll throw the link in the chat. These are epic, guys. If you want to check this out, code RDF gets you 60% off your first or next account with these guys. 50% off after that. You can literally get into the 50K eval for under $100 and no activation fee. Like, so, put these up against the competition. I do it in my videos, but again, I'm partnered, I'm affiliated. I encourage you to put these up against the competition yourself, right? Put them side by side with Lucid. Put them side by side with Tradeify Select Daily. Put them side by side with the Funded Next and the Take Profit Trader. I think there's a reason you're seeing so many guys trading these now. They just launched last week. They're brand new. Obviously, Top 1 Futures has been out rounding a year now, which is crazy. Top 1 Trader, which is the guys behind the brand, have been out long before that. But I'm hyped to see that from them. Man. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think take advantage while you can. The prop space has gotten so aggressive. All of the firms are competing, and it's not necessarily a race to the bottom because a lot of the rules are different. But man, if you told me I could get funded for $100 in a one-step challenge that I could pass in 3 days, and then take a $1,000 payout every day, daily. I could take a $5,000 payout if I was copy trading 5 and I was in for under $500. Back when I was trading Forex and CFD firms, I would have been like, nah, that'll never happen. You're out of your mind. I just paid $1,300 for a 2-step challenge that was taking people like months to get through. And then you have to trade towards a payout. Insane where the prop space has gone. It's very aggressive. It changes fast. It's not without downsides. It's not without issues, right? But man, I don't know how you could say that it's not the best time to be a prop trader if that's what you want to do. Not to say that prop trading is better than live trading. It's not. There's differences in risk and reward between everything in trading. Welcome to the show. But man, there's, in my humble, biased opinion, but I try to look objectively at where I've come and been trading props for a while now. It's never been more advantageous. You've never had more opportunity to scale. You've never had more options across multiple firms. Never had more, options with, different types of accounts. It's sick, man. So, anyway, yapping on top one as this one is not playing. This one is just not playing for me. Was waiting for us to come lower and hit this zone, and just didn't quite get it. NQ scalping coming up next, guys. NQ scalping coming up next. Chat. Reminder, Red Folder News at 10. Yep, we saw that. Tom Ward. Scroll back on you guys. Morning, I see giveaways. Would I be able to win? Imagine me gifting myself an account. Yeah. Yep, we run giveaways on the stream, guys. Probably going to have a giveaway coming up, guys. Probably going to have one. I don't know, chat. Going to have to hang out. We didn't run one yesterday. That was unique. We are usually running them, right? Let me make sure we got that ready for you guys today. Let me make sure we are ready for that today. Not that we're doing anything yet, guys. We're going to get some trading in, okay? Everybody chill out. I know we want the giveaways, guys, but we are going to try to get some trading in here today. Let me see. Good morning, good morning. 1,000-point move yesterday. My XFA is gone. Mike, man. Man, Mike. Sorry to hear it, brother. Structure and accept that risk, guys. Structure and accept that risk. I ran comments, pushed NQ. Like 400 points to the upside yesterday. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna run the giveaway in a little bit. Remember, guys, you don't have to ask me about giveaways. Catching the plane. Gotta go. Catching the plane. Let me see that payout come in today. Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, we'll see what we can do. I was missing chat today. What's up, guys? Yeah, we'll see what we can do. We'll see if we can't get a payout in today. I think I know who that is. I think there was a lot of red data. Yeah, we talked about that. Sorry, I missed a whole bunch of these. Same data tomorrow. My bad, guys. Stay away from the news. Yeah, you never know. You never know. Lockout for today, 1K on the eval. Nice, Mike. Yeah, we'll have to see. Oh, man. X, how we doing, my guys? Kick, what's up? What's up on Kick, guys? Kobe Clark, the OG. I missed everybody with the chat today. What's up, guys? Add me up on Discord to join your live stream whenever you're streaming. Yeah, guys. You can hop in the 100% free trading Discord. Links are gonna be in the chat coming up right now. But what's up on Kick? What's up on X? What's up on YouTube? Appreciate you guys for hopping on. If you're on X, I can't like communicate with you or see you. I'm using different platforms now, so but I appreciate you. Thanks for being here. I'm streaming across multiple platforms, so there's only so much I can manage at one time. What's up, guys? If you are on X and you want to hop in the 100% free Discord, link is in my bio. Link is down below the videos as well, guys. Link is down below the videos. Oh, man. Yeah, guys, I've felt better than I have today. Also, you can probably hear it in my voice. There's a lot of travel, a lot of different stuff. I've definitely felt better than I have today, man. I do have a doc appointment after the stream, so my day is going to be a little bit choppy. I'm going to try to get some trading in, like I said, with you guys here. We don't even have initial balance. I'm not going anywhere. We're hanging out. I'm headed to the doc. I got to get some blood work. It was cool to hang out with a bunch of guys and them say, you're an idiot for not going to the doctor. Go to the doctor regularly, you know, get some blood work done. Make sure you're not deficient in stuff or you have craziness going on. So I am doing that, and yesterday feeling like trash was a good reminder to go and do that. But my day is going to be a little bit all over the place. Answering some messages from the team as I'm trying to get trading in at the same time. Man. All right. Let's see what we got, chat. Popping back up towards VWAP here on YM. Not a whole lot to work with. Really not a whole lot to work with here. Just didn't give me what I needed. Buys would have looked pretty good. That really aggressive, 1 minute buy would have looked pretty good. I'm gonna watch this, guys, for initial balance to set before hopping over to NQ in some sim accounts. We'll load up some evals. I got to get through some evals really aggressively. We'll take some trades. See what we can or can't do. Seeing if we can't put some into profit or burn them. If NQ has something to work with. But I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, right back to VWAP. So this was the mean reversion trade that I was looking for, guys. This was it. Obviously, all we had to do was crack this low, right? I didn't take anything here. All we have to do was crack the pre-market low. Didn't want to give me the 450s. Why did I like the 450s? Just a little bit deeper of a push down. YM likes to pull this over-exaggerated crap. So if I'm going to trade with really aggressive, fading moves to the downside, fading moves to the upside, I'd love to be buying into weakness all the way in the zone that I have. And that's what I was looking for right in here. Right? We got close. A couple points off. Just didn't get it. We swept pre-market low a couple times, dipped our toes right below that, and then we popped right back up. So, that's the move that I wanted, really right here. This is what I wanted, that mean reversion trade after the open, back towards VWAP, back towards this area of high volume, back towards current volume point of control, right? Back towards the middle ground of this range. You could kind of look at this as a mean for everything. This is very balanced right now. So trading from the extremes back up into that makes sense. Close, man. Close. Had the order card up, ready to roll, right? Everything marked out, but just no cigar, as they say, right? No Cuban cigar for me today. Pop back up here. Now what the hell do I do, right? Now where do I go from here? Not very far. Not very far. I don't want to buy it I'm not going to buy it here, for that's not the thesis. This move is now done, right? Here's the movement. It already played out. If we come through VWAP to the upside, we could be making a case to flip this candle bullish, right? And turn this into a bullish day after dipping back down into a little bit of this imbalance from yesterday. And buyers saying, hey, you know what? That's all we're going to do. We're ready to take off to the upside. You could sell VWAP here, right? You could sell VWAP on the pullback in here, stop loss wide, and say, hey, down day, right? Look at the structure, look at the highs, look at this trend line that I'm going to draw, whatever random thing you want to put on your chart that the market is unaware of you doing. And we're going to get a pullback to VWAP on the short side, right? Kind of like a pullback to VWAP on the long side yesterday, right? Pushing higher, we dip, you buy in here somewhere, you push to the upside. All right, we're coming lower, we're trying to go lower. Okay, we pull back up, trade back to our nice balanced area, and then we sell off, right? I don't know, guys. I don't know. And YM now, after that movement, didn't give me the mean reversion trade that I wanted. I don't know that I'm going to do anything too crazy on this, so I'm going to watch for a little bit longer before I hop over to NQ, see if we can't scalp away like some psychopaths. That's going to be the game plan. I'm not loving scalping on TradingView. I got to say that. Oh, excuse me. I got to be transparent. I'm really not loving scalping on TradingView. I enjoy it more on Tradeovate directly, but I don't like the Tradeovate chart at all. I really do not like the Tradeovate chart, so I'm doing something really silly, which is like running both charts side by side and bookmap, or like really paying attention to bookmap, which I pay a lot more attention to on NQ when I scalp. But I don't like the lag on TradingView at all. There's some other platforms coming out. TradeC, I'm sure you guys saw that. TradeC is another cloud-based type of deal. But I got to be honest, I've seen a ton of the same stuff that we saw with Project X, right off the bat. TradeC looks epic. It looks like the Project X replacement. Obviously, people like Project X. Somebody had the bright idea to build a cloud-based, TradingView style, drag out the stop loss and take profit, very, easy to utilize, clean user interface platform. But, of course, you got people sharing, like, insane fills, right? Latency. It's where it comes from. There's latency in doing what I'm doing right here, right? Any layer that you add on, you cannot have zero latency. Maybe it's like minuscule, but me clicking the button here is now another step away from me clicking the button on Tradeovate, right? Also, just the way that the chart loads on TradingView as a whole is like a little bit slow. So anyway. I just like to communicate that stuff openly and talk to you guys, right? I'm biased, I'm partnered and affiliated with different things, but I want the best trading experience for me, and I want to have it for you guys. So we came off of Project X, which was melting down. Will stand by me saying I love Project X's user interface. I love the speed of the TradingView chart. It's the only thing that had that. I love the UI, the reporting, the lockout features, the dragging out of is very easy to utilize, very new age, right? Felt like, popping on an iPhone for the first time after being on a BlackBerry or something. I didn't like the outages. I didn't like the data feeds being messed up. I did not like the absolute meltdown of back-to-back weeks of issues that they had end of last year into this year, which really warranted it as completely unreliable and unusable. It doesn't matter how good the platform is if I'm blowing accounts because I can't close out of positions, right? So here we are on Tradeovate and TradingView, right? Tradeovate being a great platform in my humble opinion. I just was born and raised on TradingView charts, so I really struggle from a personal perspective on anything outside of that. My eyes have been looking at TradingView charts now for years. You put me on Tradeovate, it's tough. It's very different, but the speed is there. The tools are there. The UI is just so different. The charts are so different. The way everything looks and feels is so different. And I'm trying to debate that if I have to become a trader, trader, like off of a Trader chart. I don't know how the hell I'll chart. I really don't. I can't see it happening. But like as far as the functionality, the speed, the execution, the DOM, all that stuff is great. The ATM advanced features that you have with automated trade management is great, man. Trailing stops to break even, plus or minus it's great. It's awesome. So there's so much that could be done. And they added the manual lockout feature, which I just saw as of this weekend. They have a strict manual lockout feature now, which is sick. It's what everybody wanted. I got a video that I'm going to make about that. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out exactly what I want to do with platforms. Oh. Top One should really consider adding DX feed and Rhythmic. Yeah, I think they are. If Top One Futures offered DX feed, I'd be all over them. Yeah, DX feed I think is very uncommon as far as like what most people trade, but Rhythmic not. And you need Rhythmic for Trade C, and I got a really good feeling of that they're going to have that very soon. Mr. Dorsock, who said that. Yeah. I got a good feeling that they're going to have Rhythmic and the corresponding Rhythmic platforms that kind of come as a group, kind of like NinjaTrader, TradingView, Tradeovate, right? You get all of them at the same time because it's overlap. I think they're going to have that very soon, guys. I know they're working on that. Rhythmic and then TradeC, eventually. But, again, like, I think the companies that take on TradeC really early on, and then I see what I saw posted yesterday where it's live trading and somebody's recording their screen and it's actually being broadcast live and they get like a nasty fill, like really nasty. How are you looking at that? How are you confirming that? Is it a real fill? Is it good? It just happened to be the market was very illiquid when you were trading and that was the best price to get filled on your market order. Like it's always hard to confirm that, but you're taking risks on if there's issues, right? Big risks, and that could be tough from a anybody's standpoint, right? From the trader side, from the firm side, the whole thing. So, but yeah, I think we're going to see Rhythmic from Top One very soon, and then any platforms that are rolling out, if they're good, they're going to add them. That's been their MO from the beginning. They are looking for power of choice to the trader, kind of the opposite of what we've seen with some of the big firms who got rid of everybody and said you're only going to trade on this. We own this. Here's what you're going to get. And they say this is the best for you, but like so does the government and a lot of other things that we were a little bit skeptical of. Tough Day did fine on one eval, locked out, but another eval turned into ashes. I hear that, bro. Mihin NQ, what's up? How do you feel about those 100K Elite Daily? Badass, man. Badass. Best accounts on the market. In my humble, biased opinion, right? Like we're talking about Top One, guys. If you want to check out Top One Futures, let's run it. Someone asked, how do I feel about the Top One Futures 100K Elite Daily? Let's see. I see we got more stuff back and forth in the chat, guys. I'm slow today. I'll blame myself. So, how do I feel about the 100K Elite Daily account? Awesome. I think it's epic. I favor accounts that have the best drawdown to profit target ratio. This is where it gets technical, really technical. And most people, this starts to get lost. But whatever account size you like out of here, the account itself from the firm, this one right here, badass. Absolutely badass. These are eval style accounts. 3-day to pass. Code RDF gets you a better deal than what you see down here. Okay? You want to check it out? Link is in the chat. No consistency in funded. Daily payouts. No minimum trading days to pay out in the funded account. Right? End of day trailing drawdown. Like it's It's all the stuff that traders want, right? What's the downside? What's the catch? There isn't one. There's a payout cap that's pretty tight, like there is with almost every other daily payout account with rules that are this easy, right? You want an unlimited, massive upside potential, right? With huge payout cap. Guess what? You're going to get a harder, more expensive account with way harder rules and funded, right? There's no free lunch, as they say. But in my opinion, I like what's the easiest way to get towards a payout. I could always scale. I could always copy trade 5 of these accounts, and take $7,500 payouts if you're confident. Rip it, right? Trade all the accounts if you want, that type of deal. So yeah, these are badass, guys. If you want to check them out, link is in the chat. Something else I really like on these that not all accounts have are a reset fee on funded, and they're cheap. They're cheaper than everybody else on the market. So if you know what the reset fee is for Top Step on the 50K, the funded reset where you don't have to go back to the eval, you can start trading right away. It's $5.99. From TPT, it's $6.50. Again, maybe you say TPT has a big upside cap, which they do. That intraday trailing drawdown's a killer. Top Step, these are all great programs. They're all good programs, right? Top Step, you got 5 minimum trading days before you're eligible to take that payout. I think it's epic. You can get in for under 100. 60% off makes it into the 80s. No activation. The reset fee is $95. The reset on funded is $500. If you're not able to take a payout on these, I gotta say this, my humble biased opinion. If you're not able to work towards a payout on an elite daily account from Top 1, I don't think you're able to work towards a payout on anything else. I think they will all be harder. Less some very, very small nuances where maybe you are somebody that only trades on a platform that's not available for Top 1. Or you are, a tick scalper and you need somebody with you can only trade with the one of a couple firms, right? That have no minimum hold time rules, right? I think outside of that, if you're not able to work towards it on a no consistency account, you're going to struggle on a consistency account. If you're not able to do it on an end of day trailing drawdown, you're not going to be able to do it with an intraday trailing drawdown, right? All of these things, I think lead into it. So yeah, huge play from these guys, man. Massively aggressive accounts. Extremely competitive, but again, what I always like to say, right? A lot of other guys don't say that. Don't take my word for it, right? You guys do the research. You guys go to the other sites and go, okay, well, Zach's yapping about Top 1. I heard about them, and let me see what they got going on. I'm trading with, Top Step, and I've tried Lucid before. Put these accounts up against those. Take a look. How much do they cost? What are the rules in the eval? What are the rules in the funded? What do you have to do to take a payout? How much can you get paid out? Right? Take a look at that stuff, man. I think you will be inclined to look at them. And other accounts, right? And other stuff out there. I did a big daily comparison with all of the daily payout accounts. If you guys want to check that out, it's on the YouTube. Let's see. I was going back. Month of the reversal rips. Yeah, I saw that. Month of the reversal rips. This is it. Push back up to the upside. I'm gonna get ready for NQ soon, guys. I'm not. I got nothing on this. Some of the best traders in the world use DX feed. Rhythmic is more expensive data feed, but they've had too many issues in the past 6 months. Yeah, Rhythmic has issues. Some of the best traders in the world use DX feed. That's awesome. I don't think much of the retail prop space uses DX feed at all. In fact, I can confirm that. It's a very, very, very small minority. Not to say that the best traders are not on there. Maybe they are. But it's a very small minority that are using DX feed over the other ones, just by way of the data. So, I think as firms add more platforms, right, they're going to go to what the people want. It's probably awesome. Right? I've talked about DX feed. I've heard of DX feed. I've not used it myself at all. I've used Rhythmic myself, at least for just bookmap data without trading on it, and it's been fine. Tough Day did find out one. We talked about that already. We got going on. Oh man, it's tough. I'm sure payouts will come rolling in. It's like the 8th. Mike, yeah. Lost my XFA after building up 1200. So still crabby. Yeah, Mike, start to hear it, man. I appreciate you guys in chat. Always being supportive of each other, man. I appreciate you guys, man. Mike, it's part of your journey, man. As unfortunate as this is, if you stay on it, you know, if you do the hard work, if you stay on it, I'd be surprised if you start working towards it, man. And I know that feeling is frustrating, but that's usually how it goes. I would say, you know, you're saying XFA, so I know you're on Top Step. Use the cheat code, bro. Put the guardrails up at the bowling alley. Put the training wheels on the bike, and take the ego off, and set a daily loss limit. Set a personal daily loss limit to liquidate and lock you out. Set a max number of trades, and set it to liquidate and lock you out. All right, that's it. Set a PDLL and a PDPT, right? Personal daily profit target. Personal daily PDPT. Let me see if I can get that right. And then set it to liquidate and lock you out, and lock it every single morning. Lock it every single morning, because we all know everybody goes in and changes it once they're on tilt, right? If you do that, it doesn't guarantee you're going to get a payout. It doesn't guarantee anything, in fact. It's restrictive, but if you are somebody that finds himself going on tilt and losing more than you wanted to, that you are really accepting, you have to do that. You don't have to do anything, but I think it'd be silly not to. I think it would help. Now, eventually you have to take that off. There's none of that in live market conditions for the most part yet. There's some third-party tools that you could buy that have some of that stuff, but you're gonna have to become disciplined outside of that. And a lot of people go, I've seen a lot of jokes be made. If you can't be disciplined, you have to use this training wheels or whatever. Like, I get it. There's money on the line. Drop the ego and use the right tool that's gonna train you in the way. And I think that I combat people that are like against that by saying, if you show somebody by way of force the action that they need to take in order to get to the desired result, that's a win. And so by setting the personal daily profit target, personal daily loss limit, you're not technically building the discipline, right? An outside factor is being disciplined for you. But by way of hitting a $500 max loss limit, maybe for the day on a 50K or something, and instead you would have blown the account. You would have blown the account because you're super mad you can't keep trading it and it locked you out. And you come back the next day, take a win, and then work towards a payout. That process is building the right habit, right? Building the right habit. It's not building the habit of stopping you from going on tilt itself, but it's certainly reinforcing the correct behavior. And it will eventually, I think it helps to take the sting away and the desire to go do the wrong thing when you're displayed what doing the right thing really looks like. So that's kind of the thought there. Guys, I will be right back. I am grabbing a water. Be right back, guys. Hang tight. Dip and a rip here, guys. What are we doing, YM? YM, man. Let me get some accounts loaded up here, guys. Let me get some accounts loaded up. Let's get some evals loaded up. Let's get some scalpy NQ trades rolling. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do, guys. This is a dip sweep of pre-market lows here, and then a crack right back up. This was my buy level, really close. A little bit frustrating to watch this one. That aggressive trade down here that we talked about, right? Taking that after a little bit of confirmation would have paid beautifully to the upside back towards VWAP. I'm interested to see what NQ is looking like, and I'm gonna get logged into a sim account and see if we can't get some scalping action rolling on NQ. If nothing else, I'm gonna try to get a little bit more comfortable scalping on NQ here, guys. So let me see what we can do. Let me go ahead and get ready to get logged in here. Who do we want to trade? Let's go with these boys. Let's see. Let us see. While we are doing this, let's go ahead and throw the no consistency rule up on the this one. If you guys want to check out Top 1 Futures, the new Elite Daily accounts are set and ready to rip. I am getting logged into... Whoa. No, that's not what I want to do. I'm getting logged into... I'm going to trade some evals aggressively on NQ. Get out of this. Hang on, guys. There we go. Sorry, guys, for the little delay while we're hanging out and doing this. Appreciate you guys hanging out, man. We're going to see if we can make some damn money. Cool. We are in some 50K evals here on Trade of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. All right. Aight, chat. You ready to be degenerates? Ready to be real psychopaths here? First off, let's see if it's way too much on NQ today. Let's get a feel for volatility. I was running the ATR a little bit, which I think could be. Do I still have it up here? No, I don't have the ATR. Yeah, we can throw the ATR on here. Where's our indicators? Yeah, there it is. But we're gonna have to change that colorway. Everything's gonna have to match. Whoa. ATR is not a directional indicator. ATR is average true range. It is showing us the average true range of a set amount of data, which is set to 14, I believe, by standard. Yep. We're on the 1 minute time frame here. You can watch it day in and day out, get a feel for what that looks like. Maybe that helps you decide whether or not you want to trade minis or micros. I don't mind just doing this and taking a look at what, you know, I would have to run to have a reasonable take profit and a reasonable stop loss on something like a mini before I decided to hop over to micros. Yeah, 100 ticks is not going to be bad to work with. It's not going to give me a lot of room, but I'm aggressive on these guys. Just to let you know what we're talking about here before we get started. I see you guys are chatting in chat. Looks like you're talking back and forth. That's awesome. You guys always have great conversations. If you guys have questions, feel free to ask. I'll try to get over to it. But I want to get some trading in. Appreciate you guys across all platforms today. Thanks for being here. Y'all are epic. Gonna try to take some scalping trades, see if we can't put a little profit in a couple of these, man. Just kind of demonstrate what I attempt to do here really aggressively on NQ. I just do it even more aggressively after stream. Maybe I'm going to copy trade these bad boys. In fact, I think I am in batches. For the record, I don't think that there's one right or way to approach trading sim prop firms. Okay? Let me fix something real quick. What I displayed to you guys in the Top 1 Futures, or attempt to, Top 1 Futures live account, is how I attempt to hold on to an account that I actually care about, that I'm trying not to lose, that I'm structuring risk on, right? That I go no trade like I did yesterday and today on it if there's no trade, right? What I am attempting to do here is to develop not only the skill set of scalping on NQ, maybe trading some aggressive, momentum, high volatility, instruments, right? To be better suited to jump across things, but also to generate a high frequency of trades intentionally to get through evals quickly. That means to pass or to fail quickly. I will fail a lot of evals. I will lose funded accounts on the way to faster and larger payouts. Not the same as more consistent conservative trading, attempting to hold on to live accounts, right? Different goals based on skill, capital allocation, right? Return on investment opportunities, all of these things, right? But it's important to talk about. For the most part, where I'm at nowadays with capital and skill and return on investment for my time, I'm doing something wrong if I'm not passing or failing evals in the minimum amount of time, right? I don't trade them for long at all. I will either pass or fail them, with full risk trades very quickly. I'm gonna scalp here with you guys in one of them because it just allows me to take more trades and go back and forth with not really having to worry about anything. Also trying to figure out what the hell I really want to do with Trading View and Tradeovate. But that's the disclaimer here. This is not my bread and butter. NQ is not my bread and butter, and this is stupidly aggressive, what you're going to see me do. So I always find it very important to kind of throw those disclaimers out there. A lot of times you hop on people's streams, you're not really understanding what they're doing. You're expecting that they're doing one thing, or they're not telling you what they're doing. They're not talking about the risks. They're not talking about what really works for them and doesn't work for them. And I try to do that because it's what I wanted out of guys when I was watching what they were doing. So we're here on the 1 minute. Taking a look at NQ. One thing I do like is value area high, value area low, along with the volume point of control. So I'm going to mark those just temporarily on here. And what I really do here, guys, what the real the real sauce here is, it's very heavily weighted on bookmap. Very heavily weighted on these little movements back and forth on bookmap here. Like, I think you potentially catch a little bit of a reversion on this one. And I'm going to fade this bad boy right in here. I think we come and trade back down towards these 100s. We maybe have an opportunity to snag some profit to the downside on a little retest. If not, we come dance down around in here, start to put a little bit of profit in this account. A lot of discretion in this as well, guys, as I like to mention. Quite a bit of discretion, as far as when and where the orders are getting placed. Not mechanical by any means. But one thing I really do want to do is take a bunch of trades. Like, I'm going to take like 5 trades. I'm going to try to take like 5 trades. Whether I lose the account, put some profit in the account. I want to go back and look at these fills, right? And I'm also trading live with you guys, so I can watch bookmap over here as I'm clicking the button. And then I can go back and watch the live and look at, as I click the button, like what was my fill on the actual account. And that to me is important for what I do here with these stupid scalping evals really aggressively, or and funded accounts for that matter, trading them really aggressively on NQ. And I just need to know if I need to be on Tradeovate or not. I need to know if I'm really, doing myself a disservice being here on TradingView in order to get this done. So that's part of me taking 47,000 trades. Outside of that, guys, I appreciate you hanging out with me. We're going to run a giveaway pretty soon. We'll take a couple trades on NQ. We'll run a giveaway. We'll get somebody funded with these Elite Daily accounts. But, man, I got to be honest, guys. I'm feeling worse. I'm not feeling good. I'm feeling progressively worse on this stream. I'm actually kind of surprised. If you hopped on late, I'm going to the doctor, I said after this. It's more like general blood test and kind of like screening and everything. But I got to be honest, dude. Like, I had a lot of coffee this morning, and I am tired. And I slept later than I do. I did not work out this morning. I'm not feeling good, so I'll keep you guys updated for tomorrow and everything, but just let you know how I feel performance-wise as well. Yeah, and you could probably hear it in my voice, but I'm not feeling too hot, guys. Not feeling too hot. So you can't catch anything through the live stream, but I do think it's important to note that within yourself and be self-aware, right? If you're gonna, continue on trading. Trading sick, I think, is a risky play. I've done it quite a few times in the past. Sometimes you're tired, sometimes you're a little bit off. I think it's hard to just completely say, oh, I'm not going to trade because, I'm tired or I didn't get my favorite coffee in the morning or something. But be cautious trading through just periods where you don't feel good at all. You're probably not going to execute as well as you would if you were 100%. It's worth noting, but yeah, I gotta say, I'm not really feeling too hot. Pushing the upside, I was looking for a little reversion back down to come and take those lows one more time. We had some liquidity up above. The next spot is the 140s, 25, 140s, where my stop loss is. So we go and take that. I'm out for 500 bucks. Like I said, I'm gonna scalp stupid aggressively in these evals with you guys. My goal with evals is to get through them incredibly quickly. Off stream, it's really going to be one trade, right? As I get more aggressive with them, copy trading, it's going to be pass or fail, each day, right? Or the minimum amount of days, right? Like if you're with take profit, it's 5 days, so it's not fast. I think Lucid is like 2 days or 3 days. I forget if they're 50% or 40%. And there's no right or wrong way to do it. It just depends on capital allocation, right? If you're risking, for example, $5,000 in a live account on a single trade, does it make a lot of sense to trade one $100 eval for, 30 days and then maybe take $1,000 payout from it? Probably not. Maybe it makes more sense for you to copy trade 5 at a time and it'd be $500 worth of risk. And then maybe you lose, 3 sets of those 5 on the way to getting funded and taking a payout of, 5 times that $1,000 in the first example, right? Risk tolerance, experience. Are you a new trader? You shouldn't be aggressive. Why would you be aggressive? You've never been conservative, right? You've never been able to, to push yourself towards a payout in one account. What are you doing getting super aggressive with it? You don't have a reason to believe you should be aggressive with it, right? Looks like I'm going to get the stop on the first one. We'll see what we can do. Like I said, I'm going to take at least 4 trades. This account is going to be profit or almost in by the skin of my teeth. Profit or loss today. I want to be able to go back through and, like I said, look at the fills. I'm watching Bookmap on this. That's why my head is so cocked over to the left-hand side. Yeah, there's the stop. I want to be able to go back through and look at the fills, right, and see, where did I smash the button, and then where did I actually get the fill. So I'm gonna fade this again. If we pop outside of the high and we come through the 165s, that's what I'm looking at, right in here. We're gonna run it, Chatty McChat. But this looks like we might dance around up here first. Aggressive scalping, guys. Aggressive scalping. 0-1 so far. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do, chat. It's just a slow, grindy market to the upside. First fade. Are we just gonna grind to the upside for forever? Is that what we got going on? We don't have levels below that I'm looking to trade off of. We only have levels above that we're going to eat. I'm gonna wait for the 60s for a short on this because that's the mentality on this. These mean reversion style trades. Looking at the 60s for a quick pop back up, but we'll see, chat. You might try dietary support. Leafy vegetables could help. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's called to come down. Yep. Traveling a lot. Getting out, doing a million different things. Yep. A million things come into it. Yeah. I appreciate you guys, though. Thank you. Vitamin B12 those. Yeah. I had a deficiency and yeah. Trading sick is like going into work sick, and I wouldn't go into work. Yeah. Yeah. Food poisoning from the weekend. Yes, catching up. Yeah. Oh yeah. So if you guys missed the conversation, so on the I showed you guys yesterday. You go back and watch the live stream if you want to see some of that. I got a vlog coming out with it, but I love like eating all of the local foods everywhere that I go. And on this trip to Cartagena, Colombia, that we just got back from with a whole bunch of the top 1 team and a bunch of traders, a lot of guys got sick. Oh, sorry, punched my mic. A lot of guys got sick. I was one of the few that did not. Maybe I'm getting it right now. And I definitely should have because I ate everything. I ate all of the seafood, all of the everything, the lobsters, the shrimp, whatever there are, off the sides of the boat, the oysters. I drank, not thinking about it, mad tap water. I don't know. I probably got whatever that crud is that everybody else had, and maybe my body just is fighting it off. But I don't know. Either way, I'm going to the doc. I gotta get regular blood work stuff done. I haven't gone. I don't go to the doctor often at all. I consider myself a fairly healthy person without doing that, and it's probably the wrong thing to do. See if I want to snag a little short ski right here off of these highs. I think we crack above. There we go. See if we take those 65s. Waiting for a little bit of a crack above before a wick back in, but that looks like all we wanted to do, just a lower level of it. Let's see. But yeah, like somebody mentioned in the chat, right? You don't know if you're vitamin B deficient or whatever other thing unless you go and you get the actual info from the doc, right? There we go. I'm snagging that right as that order got filled. Looking for the little reversion. Utilizing bookmap. This is a strong uptrend, so I got less confidence in these plays today, but trying to generate some consistency in what I'm doing. But I am fading a just continual drive to the upside. Looks like another one where we're just going to drive higher. My 100 tick stop loss really not playing too nicely with me right now. I love this for a quick pop up through this last bit of liquidity that we just grabbed right in here. Let's see. Right in here for a quick reversion, right? Like that move right here. And maybe we do it, maybe we don't. NQ is just continuing to eat up orders to the upside here. Growing CVD. We got more and more stacking up above, so it looks like it could just be the slow grind for forever, and I'm just not hitting the buy button when I should just hit the buy button and close my eyes and sing the national anthem. But you trade your plan and plan your trades and then adjust, over a large sample size. Try to do the same fundamental thing that I do on the other US indices like YM. Collect a large sample size, decide what's working, what's not working. Utilizing this approach in a just grinding market to the upside Not working. It's going to get filed under not working. $190 is the next batch. Yeah, I just think we're just going to grab everything, man. We're not taking our foot off the gas at all here. Buyers in store, going to grab everything that NQ's got. But yeah, man, I feel like trash. Yeah, and usually like not just tiring, not just being tired, right? I'm actually just looking to see if I want to extend. This looks like a potential stop out, but I'm looking to see if I want to extend this potential profit target. I think this could be a little bit nicer of a wick down to this next area of high volume if we start to get it. No, it looks like we just want the 190s. Just gonna keep going today on NQ. We shall see. But you guys have been super cool. You hung out with me until 11 o'clock. I think you know what time it's about to be, chat. I think you guys know what time it's about to be. Let me go ahead and get a little form ready. Let me go ahead and get a little form ski ready here. Yeah, in the interest of trying to put more trades on and watching the reaction, I'm gonna potentially add in profit here, guys. If we continue to come back down through my entry here. That was too quick for me. I didn't get it. Started to say it. Let's see if that would have helped me or hurt me. One thing I do like to do is add into trades that start to work out and just double position size with same, take profit and stop loss. Especially after surviving a little something, looking for a pullback, but we'll see. All right, I'm going to let this rip. We're going to run a giveaway, guys. Big surprise. We're going to give away a Top 1 Futures 50K Elite Daily account. Shout out Top 1 Futures. If you want to check out Top 1 Futures, link is in the Chatty McChat chat. Let me go ahead and throw this. Link is going to be in the Discord and in the live stream. So, let me make sure this is actually working. Yep. Link is in chat, guys. I'm not going to put the form up because maybe we take profit here. Maybe we hit a little take profit. We can end, at least for these two trades, back and forth break even. Giveaway form is live in the chat. Go ahead and get it filled out. Only get it filled out one time. Oh, no. It's going to edge me. It's going to edge me. No, don't do it. Why was it over? See, I got slipped. Why is this more than 100 ticks away? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. Like, what's going on with that, huh? Trading View. Excuse me, Trading View. Who the hell said to set a 90, an 89 tick take profit and give me a positive risk to reward? Take profit said you're one. I mean, Trading View said your 1-to-1 is stupid. You're gonna run an over a 1-to-1 because this would have been a take profit. There's my 100 tick take profit point. You see? This is why we're testing here, guys. This is why we're taking a whole bunch of trades. What the hell is this? What, because price was moving fast, it enters me at a different bracket? What is this, bro? All right, let me get exact here. Sorry, guys. Giveaway forms live in the chat. Here it is. We're going to do it for a 50K elite daily account from Top 1 Futures. Go ahead and get it filled out. Only fill it out one time. Follow the instructions. You have to do a couple things on here. You have to follow on IG. If you're not going to follow the instructions, just don't do it at all. Just don't fill it out, okay? If you don't do it, if you don't fill it out correctly, there we go. We got to take profit. If you don't fill it out correctly, you don't win. I'm not going to go back and forth a million times. You also have to be in the chat to win the account. So we're technically green, but that was interesting to watch because so I guess I'm going to do it again. I have to do it again. I'm just going to take... Guys, this is not going to be like good trading, so I have to see what the hell that was. So just so we're all on the same page, okay? This is exactly what I just did. I entered with a take profit and stop loss order equal distance apart, 100 ticks, set by way of a bracket, and I'm using a market order to enter. Now I assume what happens is the fill is off and it's trailing this market order, and because wherever the fill is, I'm technically going to have maybe a stop loss or take profit that's farther away than I actually want, right? So we're kind of like volatile down here. I'm just going to see what happens for a second around this liquidity. Maybe we come and grab this, and I want to enter one with a market order, and I want to enter one with a limit order, and I want to see what those. I'm just going to do it and then jump in and out. Here we go, guys. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Buy button hit. Okay. 100 tick it was what it should be, right? 34.50. No, these are off. These are off. See, now I have a take profit that's too close and a stop loss that's farther away. This is more than $500 worth of risk. This is 111 ticks away. So what I'm gathering is TradingView is trying to bracket accurately, but if you're using a market order during the period where the market's moving fast, I'm getting a fill that's all over the place, and my bracket is also all over the place. So let's watch this one. Let's watch this one play out. And then what I want to do next is with a limit order. Will I get an exact bracket with a limit order? That's my next question. Learning, chat. We are learning together. Learning is good. I like this. This is great. Something new every day. Because, yeah, these are, just to be clear, let's do it together. Let's be exact. 25, 134.5, right? 56.75. That is exactly 89 ticks to my take profit, which is supposed to be 100, or at least what I intended. And I understand the function. I'm not saying like something's wrong, but I have to just understand the function, right? Because I don't. I thought that wherever I would be entered, like regardless of the fill or the movement, my take profit and stop loss would be then 100 ticks away from that point. So, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing here. I think it's important. And I got to see what that looks like on Trade-Evade. Because, for example, on Project X, what I was using for quite a while, as you set that bracket, like it's pretty damn close. So let's go ahead and just go get out of this quick. Grab like 150, 160 bucks on that. And now what I want to do is use a limit order. So I want to use a limit. Yeah, fine. I don't really care. Limit buy, whatever. Let's do a offset. No, not price. Price offset. So essentially what I'm doing here is I'm just going to use a limit order. Now this is moving around because I'm going to use a little offset here. But I want to see what happens if I have a limit order that's set. Am I filled at that level first? Like, let's do it. So limit is set at 131 3/4 for a buy. Limit buy 1. And I should be filled with a take profit and stop loss that are 100 ticks above and below that. 25 131.75. That's my limit order. Let's see if we get filled on it, and let's see where we get filled on it. 131.75. Okay, there we go. We're filled at 131.75, and now before we take a stop out or a take profit, these look exact. These look exact. They are exact. So you don't want to be messing around with a take profit and a stop loss bracket that's off. Limit order is going to be the way. Limit order is going to be the way. Yep. All right, let's play with the stop order. I'm gonna get out of this, guys. Let's see what let's see what we do here. Let's play with a stop order and see what we got. I'm gonna close this out for a small loss. Those last two are about break even. Let's play with a like a stop sell order, for example. Same thing, 100 tick, and we're gonna go bid -1. No, give me the offset. Like if we come down and break this low, let's do like -8, so we get. Oh no, let's do the -10 thing just so we get above it, below it a little bit. We got a stop sell order. If we come through this, we should get triggered into a short position with a take profit and a stop loss up here. 100 ticks a point. 100 ticks a point. 100 ticks away. I hate this order. This is a dumb trade. But let's see. Okay, so we're in and take profit and stop loss. Sorry, I gotta zoom in, guys. Filled short, where we're supposed to be filled short, and take profit and stop loss look good. Yeah, I'm off on the top there. 126 flat to 151 1/4. So technically, 126 flat to 101 1/4. So technically, this is one tick off my take profit and stop loss. Take profit and stop loss are one tick off of what they should be. So limit order is going to give us the exact. It looks like stop, rightfully so. The way those are going to fill are not going to be exact. But market has been way off. 11 ticks. You know, that's a problem. That's a big problem. I'm gonna keep playing with this with you guys. I know this is an eval, but I think this is really important to know and to talk about. So let's let this one play out a little bit. It looks like it might be a stop, and then I want to hit that market again with you guys and show you this again, what I'm doing here, what I'm testing and finding out in real time with you guys. Well, I guess I could do it while I'm in a trade. It'll be confusing. Let me not do that. Let me not do that because then the orders are going to average. Let me not do that. Yeah, crazy. Crazy. Yeah, I'm going to make videos on that. Crazy. Interesting, guys. I don't love that. I definitely don't love that. But anyway, guys, as let's wait for the stop. Let's see if we get it. Go ahead and get this form filled out. Go ahead and get this form filled out, guys. Remember, do not fill it out more than one time. I'm getting ready to close it out. Coming up right here. And we're gonna run the duck race. Appreciate everybody that hops in the giveaways and does all that fun stuff. Nice. Got filled on a stop. Looks like we're coming back towards the highs. Let's run the market again, guys. Again, just if you hopped on late, so you know I'm taking 47 different orders here because I want to display something. So here we go again. 100 tick, 100 tick. I'm going to mark it into a sell as price is moving really aggressively. I don't think that this is a great trade at all, but here's what I want to measure out. Now, where do we get filled with take profit and stop loss? 25, 160 and a half. Better, but not exact. Limit order was the only way to get it exact. Let's play with a limit again, guys. I'm going to get out of this and we're going to run a limit. Let's do bid. Let's do another sell. And let's do bid plus 5. No, not 55. Okay, ready? We're going to enter with a limit order. Take profit and stop loss, 100 ticks away. Limit sell, which is with bid plus 5, right? 5 points above price. Entered. Sit 166 is where that limit order is. Let's see if it fills first. Cool, we're tagged in. That was kind of slow moving. We're tagged in, but take profit and stop loss look like they're in the exact spots. I could just tell by the numbers, right? 191, 166 from 191, 100 ticks. Yep. Wow, that's interesting, guys. That's interesting. Really interesting. I don't like that. I really don't like that. When you use a bracket on a market order, your stop loss is not going to be exact, and your take profit is not going to be exact. It's going to be based on the fill. I don't like that at all. Can you drag these around and just hit enter? I think so. The same way you could drag a stop, right? Yeah, cool. I like that. And then you can get rid of it, but then you won't have an OCO. What happens? Let me just see something. I was curious about this. What happens if price moves in your favor and then you try to throw your limit order behind it? So a lot of people will like run stuff like this, right? Like they drag take profit around, like, you know, for someone asked me this actually for Project X, for example. And what would happen is on Project X, if you drug your take profit like behind price, it would fill you, it would just exit you. It would kind of like exit you at the market. I was curious to see what would happen if I did that, if I would need to be in profit to do it. If this comes back down, essentially what I'm going to do, which doesn't make any sense, but for the culture, for the example here, for learning, I'm going to drag, well, let's just get, hold on one second. Yeah, I'm going to drag a take profit into price, like as price is coming down. So technically it's a limit behind price, and hit enter. And I'm curious as to see what happens. I don't think it'll let me do it. I think it'll say like no. Here we go. Ready? So boom. Ah, I missed it. Shit. Excuse my language. Come back. I missed it. Ready? Okay, closed out. So I can go back and look at that. Again, somebody asked me, you know, if I drag my take profit into price the way that people like to do without just hitting exit, you know, does that work? So it closed you out. I'm assuming it closes you out at current price, or it enters the limit order there behind price with the really high likelihood of filling at wherever price currently is. I don't know. I'm gonna have to find this out, but I don't like this, chat. All right, guys, we're gonna do the giveaway. I appreciate everybody hopping on. Interesting, man. Interesting. You guys want to see this again? I don't know if you want to see this again, but I didn't know this. I really didn't know this. Yeah, I'm gonna hit it again. I gotta see how bad I can make it. It was 11 ticks over here on a market. It was 11 ticks off. So marketing again. We're gonna look at marketing into this again. with a 100 tick take profit and a 100 tick stop loss. I want to wait for like price to like start moving like crazy. Okay, we're starting to like break a low here. Let's see if we like snap back. I'm going to try to hit sell. There we go. Ready? Yeah, there we go. I got it off. 107. So yeah, 7 ticks off on where technically they should be, right? I have a stop loss now that is past that 100 tick, you know, $500 worth of risk that's showing on the order card as I'm entering. So you gotta be careful with this, guys. You gotta be careful with this, and the take profit's too tight. Watch, it's gonna be 93. 93. Wow. Learning. We're learning, chat. Man. Limit orders only. Limit orders only, maybe. Man. Anyway, I'm going to play. I don't know what's normal and what's not normal for a platform. So I'm going to play with this on Tradeovate. Afterwards, I'm gonna do the same thing I'm doing on Tradeovate and see what happens, and see exactly where my fills are. Let's go ahead and let this run. Let's do the giveaway, guys. We'll see. You see where my take profit and stop loss is. We'll see if we take a win or a loss on this for whatever random number this is, since it's actually not where it's supposed to be. A little disappointed about that. Giveaway time, guys. You got the form filled out. Let's run it. Let's go ahead and run it. We are going to run the ducks. Giveaway form is closed. You can see whether or not we're going to take that take profit over here by way of bookmap. Where is our take profit? 126.5. Stop is 176.5. Cool. All right, let's go. Duck race random. And then I got to go to the doctor / take a nap because I feel horrible. Sorry, guys. I know I'm also probably like a little low energy today, but I don't feel great. Ya boy has felt better. I'll keep you updated, but I ain't going to say nothing too quick. All right. Let's see who's here and follow the instructions. We have a bunch of traders. We have our ducks in a row. My ducks in a row. My trades at break even. Let's go, guys. Good luck to everybody. Quick reminder to run through the rules so nobody's upset after they win and then we don't get it. Here it is, guys. Number 1. If you filled anything out on the form wrong, your name, your email, your IG, you didn't do one of the instructions, whatever it is, guys, I am sorry to tell you, you won't win. There's no fixing it afterwards. There's no changing stuff. I've said it a zillion times. It's too much problem. Also, if you fill the form out more than one time, you're going to get banned. Not only from me and my giveaways and all the stuff, but also from the prop firm or from whoever I don't know if you know that. It's in all of their terms of service. You get banned. So please don't do that. And last but not least, you have to be here. You have to be here on the stream. How did you get the form if you weren't on the stream and you're not here to say what's up? So, the winner, when they win, has to be here and say what's up in the chat. I will give it a very short amount of time so we don't hold everybody up. It's going to be 2 minutes. 2 minutes. So make sure you're watching live. If you win and you don't say anything in the chat, I have to assume you did something sketchy and you got the form in some way that you weren't supposed to and you're not here. Okay, guys? I'm sorry to be like, I try not to be annoying, and my wife heard me one day and she's like, you're like always yelling at everybody. You're like, you don't fill the form out more than one time. But like, I want it to be open for everybody. I used to be so annoyed when I had to like jump through hoops and sign up for something and wait for confirmation codes. And so I'm just putting the code in the chat, but if it gets ran through with scammers and spammers, I'm going to have to do it differently. So, you know, I'm trying to give you guys the benefit of the doubt. I believe people are good. I believe people can do the right thing. They don't have to have handcuffs on them all the time. But let's see. Let's see if you guys can prove me right. 2 weeks ago, Oh my God, nobody followed the instructions. We had to run it like 5 times because everybody that won didn't do what they were supposed to do. So, you know, that's all, guys. I don't mean to be too repetitive. I know that I am, and it's because nobody follows. So, anyway, long story short, that's the deal. Minute to go. Good luck, everybody. In case you are new here, welcome to the show. I trade live almost every day, 100% free. Here on YouTube, Kickin' X, 9:15 a.m. Eastern. Join me. Join the team. Join the cult. RDF, man. You want to get the best deal on a brand new Elite Daily Challenge account from Top 1 Futures. Code RDF gets it done for you guys. Go ahead, check it out. Link is going to be in the site. Link is going to be in the chat again. I promise you, if you are asking me a question that I've already answered, I am not going to answer it again. I won't be any more repetitive than I already have been. There you go, guys. Link is in the chat again if you want to check it out. 30 seconds to go. Oh, chat, you guys are awesome, man. Y'all are awesome. Thanks, guys. But yeah, I'll keep you guys updated on the crap with that trading view. That's interesting, man. That's really interesting. I know I've been I wasn't expecting that. So 8 seconds to go. Let's see who's got it. Feel better soon. Yeah, I'll be fine. Thank you, guys. Yeah, I'll be fine. Juliet, I think I know who this is. I do think this person followed instructions. Hold on. Nobody go anywhere. Juliet Arian, A-R-I-E. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm so sorry. Are you here in chat? That is number 1. Number 2, are you following on IG? I think that you are. I really do think that you are. Let's see. Let me go to the forum as we get ready to take profit. Hold on. She's in chat. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Now, the moment of truth. I think I know the answer to this one, but... I think I know the answer to this one. Yes, you are following on IG. Thank you. W's in the chat for Juliet taking the win. The number 47 duck cleaning up, man. Very nice. Followed on IG. Filled the form out correctly. Was here in the chat. You are the winner of a new 50K Elite Challenge account. Elite Daily Challenge account from Top 1 Futures. Awesome to see. Thank you, everybody, for playing. Let's see if we can't catch a little bit of a take profit before we wrap the stream up on the way back down. Guys, okay, let me get rid of that. Hold on. Guys, if you are here and you weren't watching earlier, I found that entering with market orders on TradingView is not what I thought it was. It did not function the way that I thought it functioned as it relates to setting a fixed take profit and stop loss by way of a bracket. Doing this right here. These are not ending up where I thought they would be. And that's a little bit sketchy. So, I'll keep you guys updated. I'm probably going to make a little video on this one. I'm not super stoked on what I saw today from TradingView here. Let's go ahead and take another take profit on this. Hold on. Let's go ahead and close out for... That was about $400. $395 right into the close. Ending net green on this. Hang on, let me log in and see what we did. Let's see what we did. Hold on. Let's get the dollar amount up. We have... Oh my gosh, we're $5 red. We're break even, guys, by $5 in this. All right, break even. We're break even on the day. We're done. All that back and forth. But yeah, interesting to see, guys. That's why I'm trying to get a lot of trading in on TradingView and test. One of the reasons I'm doing it in sim accounts is to really get a good feel. But I'm gonna keep you guys updated on that. We'll talk about this one, man, because it's a little bit interesting. I haven't really noticed that on YM. Maybe I'm not entering at volatile times the way I have been with NQ, but I really did not like what I see about that. So we'll play around with that. Anyway, guys, appreciate you being here. Thank you for being here. If you won today, the one person that won today, it will come to your email. I am picking somebody right after this stream from the giveaway on the comment on the damn, guys, I'm sorry, I'm losing it. Comment on the last YouTube video. I'm going to pick somebody right after the stream. I will throw that in Discord, and I'm going to tag the person, obviously responding to their comment on YouTube. Keep an eye out for all of that. If you won an account from me and you didn't get it, hit me up. If you have won an account before today from me and you did not receive it, hit me up. Outside of that, please don't hit me up about giveaways. Don't ask me for free stuff. It's becoming so intrusive. And I love you guys. I really do, chat. Y'all are my people. I really appreciate it. But you are really incentivizing me not to do giveaways because my Discord and chat and DMs everywhere and comments now are just becoming about giveaways. And I don't like that. I don't want to just be doing giveaways. That's not like what we're here to do. So anyway, I appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you. I will be live with you tomorrow, 9:15 a.m. Eastern, pending I don't die, which I don't think that I will, and I will tell you that I'm not going to because mindset overall. Quick disclaimer, guys, before I hop off. Appreciate you guys being here. Quick disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice. Nothing I say or do is suggestion or recommendation. Do anything at all. Make sure you do your own research. Make your own trading decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded prop from accounts. And the partnership affiliate disclaimer says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content, like Top 1 Futures, code RDF, Bookmap, and others. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. Have an awesome rest of your Tuesday. Trade well, structure, and accept your risk. Talk to you guys soon.